Hey, so I do a lot of public speaking about substance use disorder and recovery. And from the outside, if you don't understand what's going on, a lot of the times you will hear people tell these horrific, gut wrenching, tragic stories about when they were using. And why is that relevant? I mean, we've all lived it, right? So why is it relevant? It seems like from the outside, the only relevant part of it would be the solution. Like, how did we get from there to where we are today? Here's the thing, though, when it comes to people who suffer from substance use disorder or any mental health disorder, really, we receive information better from those who have actually been there. I actually have like a mental block to hear valuable information from somebody that I don't perceive has actually lived that shit. So it's kind of like presenting your resume. And it can be important, but I don't want to do that thing that people do where they war story and they glamorize and they get into that excitement about it and they're talking about it like it was something that they should be reminiscing on. That's done incorrectly. So I want to tell you guys about a bottom that I hit when I knew that I was no longer in control of my life. So flashback to Eugene, Oregon. I'm on probation for a stolen car that I had stolen and a possession of methamphetamines. I have to go see my PO. And he had told me the last time that I saw him that he was going to UA me. And if I wasn't clean this time, I was going to go to prison. He was absolutely dead serious. He was set. I was going to go to prison. And I know that it takes 3 days to get meth out of my system generally. You know what I'm saying? If I drink a lot of water and I don't do meth for 3 days, I can usually pee clean. So it's 3 days before I go, and I'm staring at this fucking bag of dope. And I'm telling myself I have to put it down, because if I don't put it down, I'm going to go to prison. And I don't want to go to prison. Like, I've been to jail plenty of times, and I fucking hate it. There's nothing that I like about that scenario. So I'm staring at this bag of dope, man, and I can't stop. I just can't stop. I know the consequences. They're looming in front of me. I just can't stop. So I somehow justified to myself that maybe if I just had 2 days clean and drank a shitload of water and, sweat it out, actually went and did exercise, which I never did. I somehow played this out in my head that I was going to work it out of my system in 2 days. So the next day I'm out of dope and it's time to really buckle down, right? And instead of doing that, I pick up my phone and I call and I re-up and I get another bag of dope. And I know that I'm going to prison at this point. I know that I am. And I'm basically in tears as I'm loading up a bowl of this dope and I'm lighting it. And I know that I can't stop. I can't. I keep telling myself, dude, just fucking stop. And I can't. So this ends up, I've been up for probably 7-8 days at this point, high, and I can't stop. And I'm in the parking lot of the probation office with a lot more dope now at this point. And I'm sitting there with a meth bong in the parking lot of probation. And I have to go in and I just tell myself, well, fuck it. You're going to prison. You may as well go in as high as you can possibly get. So I smoke as much dope as I possibly can. Smoking meth in the parking lot of probation, right? Really smart shit. And I go in and for some reason, my PO just didn't UA me. I don't know if he just forgot or he couldn't tell that I was high out of my mind and been up for 8 days. Probably he just didn't want to do the fucking paperwork on my stupid ass. But I knew from then on that I wasn't in control. I was not behind the steering wheel of my car anymore. That dope had me. That I was a fucking slave. And I hated that. I hated knowing that I couldn't stop. Because I've always been a strong-willed individual. I've always been stubborn. So to me, this was a quintessential moment in understanding that I had substance use disorder, that I was not at the helm of my own fucking ship anymore. And that to me is something that I never want to fucking feel again, man. I never want to feel like I'm chemically enslaved to anything again in my fucking life. There's no freedom in that. There is no freedom. I would have been freer in prison, not on drugs, than I would have been on the streets doing dope. So today I fight for my fucking freedom every single day. And what that looks like for me is working a daily recovery maintenance program. And it's not hard. It's not hard. It's simple. It requires work. It requires dedication, and it requires never fucking forgetting what happens when I put that first one in. But I can do it, man, because I chased that fucking bag of dope 24/7. So if I can't give myself an hour and a half a day out here on the streets living the best life that I've ever known to make sure that I keep it, I'm a bitch. And I'm not trying to be a bitch. I'm not trying to think that there's a bitch inside of me. But I know that once I put that first one in, it has control. So I'm going to fight that motherfucker with every fucking breath that I take. It takes maybe an hour and a half a day for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Mind, body, and spirit. Get with it.